Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Konadji here. Welcome back to Formula 1 2019 as we get ready for another Grand Prix weekend here because Monaco was such a disgrace. I couldn't just leave you with that, so we're gonna go ahead and do the next weekend here as well, and that will, of course, be Canada. It's really just so kind of Formula 1 to put Canada after Monaco. I have to imagine it's like a negotiation with the drivers. Hey, we're gonna make you do Monaco, but then we're gonna give you Canada. That's probably just me. I'm probably the only one that feels that way, but I do need to look at my R&D tree if I hit the right buttons. Hey, hit the right buttons, Cone. Oh, this UI is still a mess. Few R&D tree. So we had a chassis development failure last week. That was a major bummer because it's 400 resource points we ain't getting back, and it's a week of development we ain't getting back. So we gotta go ahead and do that now. And that leaves us with just 650, which means probably no upgrades this week. We could do a gearbox wear improvement later in the season. This is going to be a pretty big problem. Our upgrade prices are currently increased by 2%. Somewhere down the line, I made the durability department mad. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm gonna go ahead and spend basically all my points because we're getting about 1,000 a weekend. Since we have to do this whole Grand Prix weekend in one sitting here or in one video, I'm gonna go ahead and go to practice, and I'll probably just show one of the programs of practice and get us ready for qualifying. Alright, so Canada is a track that I certainly love here in Montreal. Always been a favorite. It's always been a favorite of mine. Even back to like the multiplayer races, we had some very, very great seasons there with Jolo and Kurt. A lot of good times. Hey, they changed the track a little bit. The markers are a little different. Alright, let's see if we can get a perfect score in this track acclimatization. Well, we're already in the green on that one. That's disappointing. A little bit pushy there. Still got the purple though. Canada, the site of quite a dramatic race in real F1 in 2019. A lot of controversy there. Still don't know entirely which side of the fence I was on with that. But it certainly kicked off what has been a sequence of pretty interesting race weekends in real F1. Boy, I'm like, just purple, green, this isn't gonna be good enough. I'd really like to get a perfect score here. We need to start getting some more resource points. I've been slacking. Alright, let's try to hit the purple the rest of the way out. There we go, those were easy to get. I gotta get used to those new braking boards. They're a little bit different. Was that enough? I don't know. Doesn't look like it. It was! Hey, not bad, not bad. Oh, locked up the brakes in there. I might need to bring some brake bias back a bit. That's looking pretty good. Got some things to work on. Probably trying to get a little bit more front-end grip in the car, I think. Still fighting that lockup issue. Don't know what the deal is with that. I was able to get purples now. Ah, well. A bunch of them anyway. Alright. Alright, I'll keep working on it a little bit, and then take you to qualifying. I feel like we're going to have quite a qualifying show today.
Welcome from the circuit Gilles Villeneuve, home to the Canadian Grand Prix for today's qualifying session.
And it's raining again. Raining again. Ugh. Cursed. Cursed, I tell ya. Let's see what this rain's gonna do. Looks like light rain for all of Q1 at least. We don't want to go out too early though because we want the track to get a bit of a dry line in it before we even bother. It looks like it's going to be raining for all of qualifying today. In practice, they were calling for the rain to let up. They're saying 45 minutes, so maybe by Q3, but kind of unlikely. They were also calling for rain in the race, which I would not be happy about, but only at the beginning. So that should be a treat. All right, well, like I said, I'm gonna let some cars go out there do some laps, and then I will give it a try. I didn't give it too much time because I want a few laps under my belt in these conditions to really try and figure it out before I go trying for real laps. Hey, I kept it off the wall. Exceeding track limits. Yeah, that's kind of the least of my worries right now. Alright, let's see if we can flip it. Not too well, but I did get it around. Try and get out of the way of the Haas. Not bad. Good job, me. Thanks, me. Alright, so we get 3 sets of intermediate tires. I don't think I should put a new set on. They're only a 1/10 in difference. I might just use the same set. I went out and did a few laps, just kind of getting my feet under me, and I'm currently sitting P5, just ahead of Kimmy, with a 121, 240. Nice. There's a lot of room for improvement there. Session theoretical best is a 120.1. Yeah, I feel like the cars are going to be getting quicker. Not a lot of people on track right now. I'll wait. About 4 minutes to go. Kimmy went out and did a 121.0, so I do feel like I should go out again for sure. I'm going to do it on the same tires. See if we can improve. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. It's difficult. That's for sure. I feel like it's even more difficult here not to spin the tires up. Probably because of, you know, the track and the way you set the car up here. I'm glad they finally knocked down some of the curves there, but the track has not gotten a dry line in it at all. Doesn't seem any better than the laps I did earlier. In fact, it might seem a little worse. It might start to rain a little bit heavier or something. Yeah, I could not get the power down out of there. Oh, man. No, I swear it's worse. We might have to hope that that lap sticks. Let me drop down fuel modes and get out of the way of these flying cars. Come on. He might not be on a flyer, so he's not interested in passing yet. Alright. I also don't want these tires to get too cool. Drop down on battery power as well. Should be enough of a gap. So we can try for one more at the end. I think we're safe, but I just want to be really sure of that before I bail. Alright, this will be it. See if we can improve. Jeez. I almost wonder if being out of max power mode would be good. That was a nice turn in, even though it slid. Come on, get the power down. So frustrating when you're at like 10% throttle and it's just spinning tires like crazy. These tires might not be good enough having 3 laps on them. No, this is awful. This is so much worse than it was before. Just feels like I'm all over the place. Not too good. Yeah, I have no grip anywhere. Qualifying is complete. Didn't get a good run out of the last turn. Took the entire lap to get any progress. Jeez. Locked them up on the brakes. Wall champions. I don't know why I even completed the lap. Eh? Do we make it? 8th. Okay, we do make it through. I mean, I'm shocked. I thought the track would get better, but it really seems like it got worse. Everybody bailed on their last laps. So, seems as though that was the case. Alright, well, on to Q2 at least. Hopefully the rain's gonna let up a bit. It does seem like the rain is letting up a bit. Session info? Oh yeah, they're saying by 10 minutes, no rain. Ooh, that's risky. That's really risky. So, I want to wait until at least, I would say, 6 minutes to go before we even start to think about going out. And then it's, do we think about going to slicks? Alright, let's see if the time's dropped. It has. The slick tire is now the fast tire, so we want to let the track dry out as much as possible, basically. I'm probably going to go out with about 4 to go. It's not improving nearly as quickly anymore, but it still is improving. So I'm thinking we might do 1 lap kind of at reduced pace just to make sure we get a lap in, and then really go for it on the 2nd lap. See how it goes. Gonna be going out with no idea what the track is like. Visually it looks pretty good. Not seeing any shine in the track, but it doesn't look particularly dry either. Still wanted to spin tires right there. But we will have DRS now. And we'll have time for 2 laps here. Should have enough fuel for 2 laps. Ooh, a little bit messy into there. Actually, really messy. I was a little too confident in what the track was going to be like. Try to use that information for the rest of this lap. I just don't want to spin the rear tires too much. And trash him for a 2nd lap attempt. It was a good first split. Late on the brakes there. It was a bit early to the brakes, but it still wanted to lock up. And Mercedes behind me has not been running me over, so that's encouraging. The heck with that brake marker sign. Yep, track is improving, but you're going to see that time, yep, get knocked down real quick. So we'll just have to see if the 2nd lap feels any better. So far it is marginally so. A little bit loose out of there. Cutting it close to track limits there. Worried about the energy running out. Big lock up into the carousel, but not too big of a deal. Managed to stay in it. Pretty good pickups here. I think doing 2 was the way to go. Nice aggressive run through the last chicane. Okay. Technically had time for another one. But a 13-2. Currently P2, but a lot of cars still to do laps. Bit worried. Alright, good deal. 8th and 9th. 8th and 9th. Interestingly, Hulkenberg stays in, only ever having done a lap on the intermediates. That's bizarre. How did he do a 13.5 on intermediates? I have no idea. Alright, it is time for Q3. I'm not too worried about the fact that we will be starting on the soft tire in this one. Not nearly as bad of a situation, I believe, as Spain was. And I have no car sounds? I have no car sounds. All I have is wind. I have seagulls. I have seagulls. Alright, I guess I'm going into the pits. Cool. Oh, a whistle. Alright, let's see if we get sounds this time. No. Oh no. There's a bit of wing right there. Somebody binned it. They probably were trying to drive without sound. I'm sure. How hard could it be? It's really hard, I gotta tell you. That's the sound of the engine is quite important. But I'm so soothed by the sounds of nature. I just feel like I'm not pushing the car nearly as hard as I could be, because I just don't know if I'm like spinning tires or over revving. Shifted too early there. Sure, that's the right line. Codemasters. You know, I'm not as far off as I thought I would be for having no sounds. 1.1 seconds. Had a best sector 3. Okay. Let's see if we can do something about this. Thought maybe going here would get them back, because, like, you know, you're in replay mode, but that hasn't helped. Best sector 3, real slow in sector 2. And okay, but a little slow in sector 1. Kimmy did a 111.1. That sound works. Well, this really sucks. I'll have to restart the game, I guess, between now and the race to make sure they come back. See if we get it again. Come on, sounds. Nope. Nope. What's up, everybody? This is Cone Dodger. This is the F1 No Sounds Challenge. We're trying to drive F1 cars with no sounds. I just threw up in my mouth. Alright, well, I improved a little bit, but not enough to really do anything great. Nice run out of there. Still only about 3/10 up, though. We didn't even move up in position. Well, alright, well, that is what it is. Thanks, game. Really. Hello again, Rain.
We're back once again beside the St. Lawrence River here in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix. The event first moved to a variant of this track back in 1978. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and starting alongside in P2 is Sebastian Vettel. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Bottas, Leclerc, Kimi Raikkonen and Verstappen, Gasly, Hulkenberg, Ricciardo and Red. Perez,
no penalties today.
Lance Stroll and Albon, Russell, Grosjean, Carlos Sainz and Lucas Faber. Butler and Kevin Magnussen fills the
Butler way
last
in the
spot
back
on the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Okay, so the good news is, because it's raining, the tire...
This is a really good starting position for us. Let's try not to lose
a lot more rain than they thought about. The good news is because we're starting in the rain, the tire strategy is not a factor, so everybody's on the same page here. I'm gonna put a little bit of fuel into it because we seem to use a lot of fuel in the rain, and try to make it to lap 17. Hope that it dries out. We're gonna try and make it on one set of tires until the track is dry enough to put slicks on, and then we'll probably throw a set of mediums on it and get to the end of the race. That's the plan. Hey, sounds okay. Away pretty well here. Not great in the higher gears. I have a lot of lockup there. I'm trying to get the inside of Perez again. Can't see anything. Couldn't hold it versus Perez, unfortunately. I'll try and get that back. Gosh, just missed. Definitely worried because I don't think my car is great in these conditions. We gotta just try to make it to the dry. Make it to when the rain lets up. To the outside of him here. I'm getting rubbed on, I think. I don't know who that was. Have to wait for the replay, I guess. Hopefully they show it. Jeez. I don't think that's... I don't know. I don't know if I'm getting hit or if that's the sound of the car hitting the ground. Oh, buddy. That is not what you do. Too wide through there. Ah, the mist is cleared. The rain is already kind of letting up, I feel. That was a heck of an opening lap. Don't spin it, though. We're in it to win it, not spin it. Honestly, we're not in it to win it, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Jeez. Let's get down to mode 3 at least. Curious if other cars put more aero on for the race. If the AI know to react to the rain, or if they just use a baseline setup. That is one thing I do not know, is if they use the same setup at every track, or just a baseline setup for every track. Let's get back on the power on the straightaway, and we can actually use it. Our car is not lacking in horsepower, that's for sure. And that is a good thing around this track. Ah, the mist is back. Punished for closing in. A little bit wide there. Almost ventled it. I meant to do that. I didn't. That's a lie. Try and use some battery power to get away from Gasly here. Yeah, I feel like my car is set up particularly poorly for the rain, but hopefully once it dries out, we'll have a rocket on our hands. That's what I'm hoping.
10 minutes left of this rain, then we think it's going to dry up.
All right. 10 minutes. Should be about halfway. I don't know if there's going to be a lot of tire strategy there. I think everyone's going to go to the mediums and just ride them out to the end of the race. Bit of a race developing in front of us from the Renaults. Getting it. Danny Rick trying to prove he's the #1 Renault driver. I don't know that he's really done that this year. He's had his moments. Renault's had their moments of showing some signs of progress this season, but mostly pretty gloomy. A lot of bad luck, too. There we are, right in the mist now. Don't run up the back of him. Don't get yourself a cutting penalty. Hey guys, how are you? You guys doing alright? You want to give me some draft? I don't really want to try a braking maneuver in these conditions because you get offline and it's just a puddle. Yeah, no thanks. I'm worried about the field stacking back up though. We're kind of slowing us all up here. That's a bit what I mean about how they drive in the rain. It's not as if they ever run wide or, you know, get loose. They just kind of slow all the way down in a turn because they were too fast and block everybody behind them. Meanwhile, I'm doing things like that. And that. And that. Hopefully feeling the pressure there. You should have a hard time getting out of that turn from the inside. Need to save some battery now. Been using a lot. I just cannot wait for the blue skies to appear. It's so hard in the mist to even see where the track is. I don't know how they do it. Still keeping up all right. Now, if it dries out too early, we might have to consider going to hards. Hopefully they offer some strategies to help us out. No, I can't do that. Just hoping I have the button to change what tire I want to be on if I need to. Manually override it. Yeah, I do. Well, no, I don't. What about this button? Yeah. No, that just does that. I might be able to scroll to it. I'd rather figure this out now than when we're panicking trying to get to the pits. Tires are staying nice and cool, so obviously it is not too dry out. It's hard to tell if it's really raining or not when you're in the mist. I think it's still raining in some parts, but stopping in others. Oh, by the way, they fixed the helicopters, according to the patch notes. Did that look like a realistic speed? Still looked a little quick to me, but they did note in the patch the helicopters were traveling at a speed that was not realistic. These two really are not happy with each other. Got a heck of a run on Ricky here. Ricky, that's a new nickname for him. I try to cut him off and get back into the dry line. I think we managed, though. Boy, a pass in the rain. I am happy about that. That is not usually a trick I have up my sleeve. Locking up in the rain, that is a trick I have up my sleeve. It's also not much of a trick.
I don't think the line is really dry enough yet to start thinking about slicks. Let's hold on to the inters for a while longer.
Yeah, I would say so. Well, they must be seeing the weather change if they're saying that. I've mostly adapted to the new breaker boards right there. This is the most treacherous turn in the rain, I think. This one up here too. Sector 1 is the most treacherous in the rain. How about that? I can just barely see those new lights on the wings. He is really in harvest mode, it seems, or is that they just leave the lights on in the rain still? Yeah, I guess they do that.
Check your MFD for a new strategy option.
No. No. I mean,
Copy that.
I'll copy the later one just to give us some time. But no, we don't even need to be thinking about what we're going to do for our next set of enters yet. Because I don't think we're going to have another set of enters. Not if we're smart. Tire temperatures are coming up. So you know the track's drying out. It's definitely no rain on the front stretch. It's all about the win. When do we fit? Next straightaway, I really need to start figuring out how to get to these different MFD controls. Just in case they don't offer me a tire strategy I like. 7 and 1. That's not 1 apparently. Got a lot of battery power here. There we go. Found it. Wolfenberg throwing some blocks here.
Okay, some information on Perez. They have some kind of mechanical problem.
Perez was behind us. Track is visibly getting drier now. Oof. Bit grainy there, those carbs are still wet. I didn't realize I was still in energy mode 4. I think that's technically not how the rule works. But apparently they didn't put that in the game? Or maybe it's because I lifted? I'm not sure. I think I was supposed to have to go beyond the mark, beyond the chicane mark. So I think what I'm gonna do to unweight my conscience, well, he won't pass me. I was gonna say I was gonna let Danny Rick by, but he's too far back. Whatever official that was sleeping on the job. Oh man. Wall of Champions showing its lack of mercy there. Actually, I guess it was showing some mercy because we still have a car. Driving way too distracted. Too many other things running through my mind, like, was I supposed to go through the run-off chicane? Totally think I was, though. Times are definitely coming down. Temperatures. There it is. To the mediums. I'm gonna pit this lap though. I don't see any reason to wait one more. Tire temperatures are getting super hot. Yep, there goes. Oh, I see. We have enough gap. Let's do it. Plenty of gap. There's DRS too. Everybody's on pit road. Oh, they're stacking the Renaults. That seems unwise. Hey guys, it's us. It's me. I know you weren't quite ready. A little bit slow. Alright, cars leaving the pits. We're stuck. They said they were more aggressive with this, but they are certainly not. I mean, there was a lot of cars there, so they did the best they could, I guess. Luckily, a lot of cars were stacked on pit road, so they had an even worse time. Really? One stop? I'm hoping for no stops. Gotta baby it a bit here. These tires are gonna be not quite happy just yet. Throw it down into lean, save some fuel anyway. I'm just trying to make it an easier time on myself.
Okay, the stewards have now enabled DRS.
They already did that.
DRS is now online.
They did that a lap ago. That was still the better call. I know I got screwed by the pit road shenanigans, but if I had stayed out another lap, I would have been in serious trouble on those tires. Look at how much quicker these are. All right, now the tires seem like they're happy. We gotta book it. We're gonna pass the cars here that didn't pit. Puts us 11th, so we're not in terrible shape compared to where we were. I still see an 8th place on the menu. Kimmy, on the other hand, is gonna have a fantastic day. He is in the catbird seat. Don't overdo it. Still a little bit wet offline. Hopefully I got DRS there because I was close. Really gonna cycle the battery. Saying next pit would be between 24 and 34. Doesn't that mean we could technically make it to the end? It'd be darn close. Curious how that race strategy is going to play out. Is there going to be another pit stop for everybody? Some people are going to go the whole way. I didn't see anybody go to hards. That leads me to believe everyone thinks they can make it to the end. That's certainly what I believe. We're starting to gap Russell. Things are coming around. Car's feeling good. Hamilton's half a lap ahead of us, as you would expect. All three of us are going really quick this lap. I'll definitely have been quicker than them because I was in the draft. I had room ahead of them. Yep, fastest lap of the day thanks to triple DRS. I won't hold, but it was a nice thing to see. Gonna bide my time right now, waiting for an opportunity to present itself. I don't want to run these tires into the ground. An opportunity may have just presented itself. I thought they'd have a worse exit. Hit the wrong button. It's alright. How about that move? Well blocked from Norris there. I feel good about our chances to move forward again because our little pack has separated out a bit. So Norris is not necessarily going to have DRS here. He does not. Hamilton just keeps resetting fast lap, because that's how he do. This might be the same situation. A little bit later to the scene. I took to the curb just to give him room. I think it was a smart move. I was really surprised he didn't give me the turn. But it worked out for me. It didn't really work out for him too well. I think if he had just given me the turn, he could have kept 10th place. That's not for me to worry about. Alright, hot laps now. Hot laps. Gotta make a gap. Not even worried about the fuel right now. We can worry about that later. Boy, clean air into there is a nice treat in this race. Sector 3 proving to be our car's strong suit, thanks to that really good engine power. And I think probably running a little bit less aero than the competition. Nice little save. Might have got tires a bit hot. It did not like things. It did not like life this lap. Still plenty of gap. Verstappen showing some pace now. Oh, they went side by side into there. Cost them both time. It's good for us. Starting to see a little rubber on the track now. Basically just driving like the track that we drove on in practice at this point. Nice and clean, not terribly rubbered in. Albon's out of the race. I don't think he was ahead of us though, so that's a non-issue. Come on, get out of here. I'm trying to increase power.
Alright, we expect these tyres to be good for a while yet. Just be careful with them in the high-speed corners.
Alright. I don't know what that means for us. I don't know if that means we think they can go to the end or not. They still say pit window 24 to 34 in a 35 lap race. You would think that they're giving us a 34 pit window, they would be thinking about not pitting. You would think.
Yellow flag.
See where Albon is. Hopefully he's off course. Although a safety car would have been
Okay, clear.
not the worst situation for us, I don't think. Although we would have been stacked behind Gimme, so yeah, it would have been pretty bad. You know how much they screw the player on those busy pit roads. Alright, at some point here, we're going to have to save some fuel. I'm trying to get into his DRS range so I can do it. I think I'm going to start doing it now. Really floating it through there. Alright, we already have pitters ahead of us.
We're approaching the pit window. You'll be on the mediums.
Why would we go to mediums and not softs? That doesn't make sense. If everybody in front of me pits, then I'm gonna pit.
Some information on Verstappen. They're slowing down. It seems like there's some kind of problem with their car.
Uh-oh, right after a pit stop. See how that affects things. There's DRS. Now we can safely save some fuel. Hey, there's the sun. Some shadows. interesting. 29% is not terrible. Oh, I missed DRS there. I was like, what was that beep? What was this beep menu? It was DRS, you moron. Alright, yeah, everybody's pitting. They are pitting for another set of mediums, which I think is really weird. We certainly had another set of softs to use. Or did we not? Because we used them in Q3. Yeah, maybe we don't. Maybe that's why they're not suggesting softs. Pretty good on fuel now. Alright. I think that pretty much means we'll be pitting next lap. No matter what. We were catching Hulkenberg before this pit stop.
You want to pit this lap? So push now.
Is pushing enough for you? Raikkonen's out of the pits right behind me. This is actually a bad thing to have happen on our end lap, is racing Stroll. I'm gonna try to pass us in a very uncomfortable place, as he often does.
Pit now. Pit now.
A gentle nudge. I'm gonna try and pass him before he pits. Back kicked out on entry there. We'll see what those cars that haven't pit yet are gonna do. It's not impossible they're gonna try and go the whole way. Boy, they are gonna struggle. Much as I was seeing tire wear.
You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Go, go, go.
Still another 11 laps to go? 10 laps to go.
That was our last stop.
The good news is we're still P10.
Pit stops.
So, it's not as though this strategy will have knocked us out of the points if it doesn't work. The points are really all that matters to me. I'd be disappointed that we lost positions, but really that was just, I feel, a detriment of being the number 2 driver. If Perez and Hulkenberg pit, that's who we were racing, right? I think. No, maybe it was Stroll. If the Racing Point and the Renault pit, I think we still have a pretty good shot of getting some more points today. And I definitely feel like we can get Russell, no matter what he's doing. So glad they lowered those curbs. I used to hate that you couldn't bounce those curbs like they so frequently entice you to do. Oh, pushed it through there. I almost wish I had put a click of front wing in it. I still feel like I don't have enough front grip in the slower or even the medium speed turns like these. As late as it's gotten, it feels like they're not going to pit again. Although, there goes Russell, so maybe they are. Oh yeah, they're on pit road now. Oh, we got them. Easy. Nice. Now they're gonna be on softs. They must add another set left. So they'll be on the attack of me. There's not a lot of time in the race to get that done. I feel like if I play my cards right, by the time they got to me, it'd be too late to
Speeding up again, so
do
I
anything.
expect they fixed whatever the problem was.
Cool. Don't know who that was, but cool. Maybe Verstappen? Alright, Hulkenberg's pretty close. He could be a thorn in our side here. We also know those tires are going to go off pretty quick. It would be nice to not lose a lot of points to Kimmy here. Youch! Didn't touch it, but I felt my insides touch together. Maximum clench. Our tires should be really good to go to the end, so I'm gonna run this thing hard. Not too hard though, because those tire temperatures are getting a little high. Can't imagine why that would be. Not like I slid them through a whole turn or anything. Boy, he has closed in a lot. Fuel is still going to be marginal as well. Flirting with disaster there, but I'm just getting everything I can get out of it. His tires are going to equalize so quick, I think, that we should be alright. They were dropping 2 or 3 tenths a lap when I was using them for qualifying. The only reason we got to do 2 laps was because of the drying track. We don't really know how quick it was because of the sound bug. Doing alright. Not great laps, but good enough. Very consistent laps, that's good. I'm gonna go down to lean mix through here. Where that extra power doesn't really mean a lot of difference. Ah! Finally bit me.
Be careful with the front wing. You've taken some minor damage.
Lucky to only get minor damage. Just pushing the crap out of it. Trying to make up for it being in lean mode. It's not too bad though, it's not too bad. Alright, standard mode.
There's 5 laps of fuel remaining.
I don't like that crowd getting excited. Makes me nervous. Jeez. And what did I say I needed? A little bit more front downforce. What did I do? Take off a little front downforce. Not too smart. It really hurts. Look at that left rear, it's too hot. Gotta cool it. No more spinning the tires out of the turns. My best bet might be to let him by early and try to stay with him in DRS. Save up energy, save fuel, and try to get him on the last lap. Or close to it. Because I don't know that I'll be able to hold him off for the next 4. 3, however many there are. I drive the car, I don't do the math. Is all over us right now. As expected. What I don't want is Norris to catch. Clears there. I didn't have enough run there anyway.
There's 3 laps of fuel remaining.
Yeah, I know it's tight. I gotta hope that his tires are gonna equalize a bit. That was a bit greedy. Hard to keep chase with him through there. And we get DRS here to make up for it, so it works out. Definitely does feel like his tires are pretty equal now. Almost full battery charge. This is where somebody might be thinking, oh, that cone dodger, he's just trying to make it entertaining by passing on the last lap. No, this is the game you play when DRS is a thing. You don't want to be the car with no DRS on the last lap, on the last straightaway, because you're just setting yourself up for failure. You want to be the car with momentum. That means like I need to be close, however, and I'm not currently that close. The point I'm going to use a little battery power here to keep up. And drive the crap out of it. Alright, now that's probably enough fuel to do most of that last lap in Rich. See, we weren't even really that close, and I'm not in high power. I got right up to him. But also try to push him into a little mistake here or there. Oh man, we almost got lapped.
There's only one lap of fuel remaining.
Don't care.
Okay, some information on Perez. They've got a serious car issue.
Oh man, on the last lap.
Retiring.
I'm gonna bite myself for that little mistake there.
It's moving to mix 2. Fuel to mix 2.
We got a good run.
Caution, caution.
Yeah! Yeah! Nice!
Well done, good finish.
Thank you.
Stepped up and achieved what we asked. Good job.
Whew. Heck of a race. A lot going on there.
And Mercedes have pulled off a great victory here today. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
I feel like consistency was probably the key today. There's being quick.
How about the
there's
fastest
being
car?
quick.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure
Well,
there'll be
this is very
plenty of
standard looking.
celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. So then, it's
Okay.
time to see how this result
6-7.
affects the Drivers' Championship. Despite the best efforts of our championship leader, that lead has taken a bit of a knock today. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your
Oh,
driver
training
of
again.
the day?
Roman Grosjean's my driver of the day. I don't think I've ever seen such a strong performance from him.
It's time to see how things are shaping up.
Bit snarky
in the
there.
Constructors' Championship, Mercedes moved to the top of the table. Another team that will be satisfied with this Grand Prix is Alfa Romeo, whose
Heck
good
yeah, they
result
are.
moves them further up the championship.
Nice.
It's been an absolutely wild weekend of Formula One action. I can't wait to see what's next.
You left on a bit of a cadence there. Anyway, up to 10th in points. Nice. That's really good. And Kimi up to 14th. Alpha moving ahead. It was a great race. Let's look at the highlights. There was plenty of them. Look at that. Boy, look at the camber on that Ferrari. I don't think I was running anywhere near that much camber. Dicey start. I actually lost position. Trying to push it into there, but I think I couldn't get the grip out of here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, dancing it. Gosh, some nice moves there. I think that got really good down into turn 1. Look at these tiny little brake boards. They're so hard to see. So tiny. We already on slicks? We are already on slicks. Boy, I feel like we missed a lot of rain highlights there. And now we're just passing people on the pit cycle. I feel like, oh yeah, there's the thumbnail. I feel like we did the pitch strategy as good as we could have given the situation. There was not a lot of there was not a lot of opportunity, I guess you could say. Ooh, that was close. Almost touched him. I feel like they should let these clips play out a little bit longer. Sometimes they're missing the action. So, second pit stop sequence here. That one I think I did really well with. I was happy with the strategy there. Obviously, if we had another set of softs, it would have been a little easier to hold off. Hulkenberg, was it? Oh, there goes my wing. Bye, wing. little moment. Oh, I took a whole end plate off. Impressive that it was as good as it was, missing the end plate. This is the place to do it, though, really. Oh, you missed the last pass? What the heck, game? What the heck? Ah, well. See if we got ourselves an interview.
Great work out there today. Let's have your thoughts. Judging from today's race, it must be pretty hard to fend off Devon when he wants to pass.
Oh, I knew that was gonna be the wrong response. I just wanted to say it.
Did you struggle to get through all that traffic today?
No, this thing's a ballet dancer.
It's safe to say you're smashing everyone's expectations, isn't it?
Extreme amount of effort.
How do you feel the weather affected the outcome today?
It certainly didn't dampen my spirits. I changed strategies with the top drivers. I think this is... Gosh, dang it. I guess I'm just a showman.
Appreciate your time.
With the sun on your face. Wow, I did really bad at that. Oh well. Oh well. Doesn't really matter. How am I doing rivalry-wise? Pretty good. Oh, we lost. Actually, we lost to Kimmy. That's fine. I think that's fair. The one that I care most about is the one over there, Devin Butler, which we're leading. Wow, it was close. 32 to 29. Probably would have had to win this race to have won that rivalry. Not good resource points, not a good rep. Messed that up a little.
Great work. That's exactly the kind of result I'm looking for. Keep it up.
Cool beans. All right, that'll do it for Canada. See you next time. Thanks for watching.